What's up, guys? So as you could tell by the title of this video, this is getting 12 wins with the Dark Prince. Dark Prince is not a very widely used card, and so I decided to put Dark Prince in a deck and see what I could do. So as you can see here, I've got a Furnace deck, and Furnace is a really great control card because once you put it down, it really forces the opponent to make a move. So unfortunately, this Dark Prince placement is not ideal. I tried to get the Ice Spirit going, but nonetheless, I'm going to have the Dark Prince running down the lane, and it's a great offensive card, forcing him to make a move. And as you can see with this Electro Wizard placement, zapping both the Electro Wizard and the Hog. And we're going to get a little bit of a tiny counter push going. The Electro Wizard is going to go over there. He's going to put Skeletons down. And we've got a couple Fire Spirits coming along the way. So as you can see, this Furnace is a great card. He just has to react, and I'm going to cycle these Skeletons and then put the Hog Rider down. And he's going to counter with the Electro Wiz. Minions aren't going to do much, but just cycle back to another Furnace. It's a really great deck because not only does the Furnace cause them to make a move, but it's also got great all-around defense. Dark Prince got a little bit of splash on the ground, also can melee troops down. Electro Wizard, great for air. It's one of the better cards, almost OP, I'd say. It's not as broken as maybe Graveyard is, but I'll show you how this deck counters Bowler Graveyard, very OP, counters the giant beatdown decks, and we're going to get into a bunch like this. This guy's got a little bit of a Hog Cycle Electro Wiz just like me. Mine's kind of a Hog Cycle Control hybrid, if you will, but as you can see, I'm just shutting him down. Electro Wizard's so good, just zapping with each hit. Might get nerfed soon. I'm probably expecting a little bit of nerf. Also spawns with a zap. Yeah, we're just going to put another Furnace down and cycle. So we can put a Princess, counter with Skeletons. And we got a couple Fire Spirits running down the line. He did not need to counter it, put a Hog there, so gave him a little crying face there. A little BMing. Kind of a dick, I guess. Oh well. He's going to counter with Lumberjack. I'm okay with that. See where I put my Dark Prince? I put it back so I could get a charge, and it kills the Lumberjack with one hit. That's what you have to notice with the Dark Prince. Try to let it charge if it can. Because if it could charge, then it'll do twice as much damage as the charge does, which will obviously make it more effective. So we're going to send a Hog down. He's going to put a Hog too, but we're just going to cycle down Skeletons. Not even going to touch our tower with the Electro Wiz. And as you can see, I put the Dark Prince at the back end. We want him to charge because it'll be a lot more effective when it connects. Comes down, boom, kills that Lumberjack. So he's going to lightning us so we could come real hard there. Honestly, we're just kind of snowballing with our two Furnaces. Put that down. Looks like it's pretty much game over. And yeah, we're going to take that tower. Nice first win. Send him a crying face there. Oh well. I don't know. Maybe he was BMing me in the beginning. I don't know why I was such a dick there. Let's ignore that. Alright, so 1-0 to start it off. And let's get into the next one. So next one, playing against level 8 here. Wish this guy good luck. Give him a thumbs up. So in this starting hand, probably want to start out with a Hog if he doesn't do anything. It's kind of nice to send out just a naked Hog because what it does, it causes the opponent to react, and it's great because we send in the other lane. So by doing this kind of split push, it makes him split Elixir into the other lane, and as you can see, he has to use a Bandit there. And what we want to do ultimately is make it so that he can't support his Lava Hound. So minions for his Bandit, he has to counter the minions. And as you can see with that Hog, its tower's already down to 1560. Kind of a misplay of the Furnace there. Maybe could have clipped those minions too, but ultimately they're going to run down the other lane and do some good damage. And just watch how that Electro Wizard just cleans up those pups, and the Lava Hound just does such a great job. And look at those Fire Spirits just continuing to make their way down the lane, doing so much damage. And he has to respond to the E-Wiz. We're actually going to let those Goblins go and just see if he reacts to these Fire Spirits. Looks like, again, he's not going to do anything. So now we're going to send out a Hog. Lava Hound in the other lane. 7 Elixir, guys. He's committing a lot of Elixir, so we're just continuing to add pressure. So I was going to zap that Scar Me, but my 2 Fire Spirits running down the lane will take care of it, so that would not be needed. And we're going to put a Furnace here. We're going to help out with the Lava Hound. And Electro Wizard's going to do a great job. Cycle minions and Skeletons, because what I want to happen is I want to take care of that Bandit right there walking under. The Mega Minion's going to hit those Skeletons too. We just want to delay that a little bit. Dark Prince down is actually going to tank those Lava Pups and the Mega Minion, cycle to my Zap, and ultimately pretty solid defense there. Only down to now 734. He does a Lightning. Spent a lot of Elixir there, but... So yeah, as you guys can see, this deck also counters Lava Loon just as well. And, yeah, great overall. Put a Furnace down, make him move. Probably gonna puts a Lava Hound down. We're gonna push other lanes, so he does not the best of the King Tower because now 2 towers can shoot at it. But ultimately we just wanted to make him spend Elixir, so he puts the Skarmy down. Furnace is gonna take care of that nicely. He's gonna Lightning that, but watch that Dark Prince go down the lane. Gets 1 charge swing, 2 hits. Does a great bit of damage there. I think a little bit overcommit with this tower. I should have maybe let it go, but yeah, I got to fireball all that. And here I'm kind of in a sticky situation. Puts down Skarmy and Bandit gets a charge off, and I would have zapped that, but I didn't want to be too behind on Elixir, so I just take that damage, and then I put the Hog to tank for those minions, see what I could do. And he's going to Lightning my Hog. So right there, I knew he was a little behind on Elixir, so I put a Dark Prince to go on the offense here. Cycled Skeletons do too. Boom, Dark Prince takes all that out, and no swing, but it's okay. Furnace down for that minion horde. Then he's going to tank for that. So watch the synergy between the Electro Wizard and the Zap. I put the Zap on the minion horde, and then I put the Electro Wizard on top of it, and it takes out the minion horde. That's why, even though the Log is one of the better cards in the game, and I unfortunately don't have the Log, there's a really good synergy between the Electro Wizard and the Zap, where it could take out minions in a minion horde just like that. So I'm going to prediction Fireball there because I knew he didn't have a building, and unfortunately, even though I didn't do any damage there, chipped down the tower. It wasn't too bad for me. Now I just got preparing for defense, putting the Furnace down. So it wasn't doing anything here, and I was on Elixir, so I just put Dark Prince. He's gonna go with Lava Hound in that lane, and guys, we don't need to defend that Lava Hound. We know he's committed Elixir, and we can send out the Hog and get it like that. So this is really important to know when to defend and when not to defend. You know, I don't really need to defend that Lava Hound right there. It's 7 Elixir, and I know that the Hog is fast enough, and there's no damage on the tower, so I can do that. So next up, we're against OM3G4 and Young Gunner Z, and starting with the Furnace in our hand. That's ideal for our starting hand. If you have Furnace in your starting hand, you want to do that. You want to put it down. Furnace, honestly, one of the better cards in the game, especially in challenges. Just forces your opponent to make a move, and it's a great card where you can just kind of sit back. That's why I think of this as kind of a Hog control deck cycle-ish. So he's going to put Poison there with all that Elixir over there. I'm going to send the Hog in the other lane, force him to make a move. That's what you want to do. You want to create pressure with this deck. And this is not a beatdown deck, remember. So you're not just putting a bunch of troops in one lane, overwhelming your opponent. You're pressuring on both sides, you know, making him not put a bunch of Elixir on one side. So here he's going to put that minions counter the graveyard in an awesome way, shut the graveyard down, and we have minions running down that lane. Looking pretty good for us. So he's got a Baby Dragon here. Baby Dragon and Electro Wiz. Not the best place in my Hog. A little late. I wanted the Hog to tank for that Baby Dragon right there, but unfortunately hits the Fire Spirits. But it's okay. Just send a Hog down the lane, get 2 swings off. I'm okay with that. Now we put the Electro Wizard down. Take out the Baby Dragon. Take out the Knight. Very close there, but Fire Spirits are going to help out, and it goes untouched. So want to create a little bit of a push, so Electro Wizard in the back, put Dark Prince out there. He's got a Bowler. So it looks like we're playing against a Bowler Graveyard, one of the most popular decks in tournaments right now. Graveyard is very strong. You know, if they get a Graveyard and a Poison on you and you have like minions to counter it, it's really tough to defend sometimes. So, but as you can see, this deck can counter all types of decks, which I like it a lot. And plus, a lot of people really don't expect Dark Prince. It's not one of the more popular games. Hog is really popular right now, but Dark Prince is great because it also works as a pressure card to send it down the lane. So anyway, we've got a Furnace here. Now we got a Bowler, a Knight, and a Baby Dragon. I'm actually going to Fireball all this to get a decent value, and then put the minions down. Zap. Unfortunately, wasn't the best move. He's going to Poison this, just like I said, and we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Not the best skeleton placement. Put it right in the Poison, and we're going to take some damage here. So now we're sitting pretty even. Not the best placement I had with those skeletons. But we're just going to sit back. He cycled to a graveyard again and is poisoned. So we're just trying to do all we can. We put a Dark Prince down and take for that Mega Minion. Otherwise, there's been 2 big hits on the tower. And now I've got both these things coming down the lane. So I'm going to Fireball and get pretty good value, actually. Take both those things out. And Bowler's going to stutter for a second. I'm actually going to clip the tower with that 1 Fire Spirit. So we're pretty even on damage right now. Another graveyard. And I know wants to put Poison down. So I put Dark Prince down. And because Dark Prince does Splash, it actually does a pretty decent job at countering that graveyard. Yeah, it dies, but it does a pretty decent job at countering that graveyard in total. So now we're going to put a Hog down. He's probably going to counter with the Bowler. Yep, Bowler's a good counter to the Hog Rider. And Hog's going to get 1 swing, and it's coming down to the wire right here. I just want to rush him because I know if he puts another graveyard down, I'm going to be in trouble. So I've got to get this game very fast. Dark Prince is going to get 1 swing off, so now I know I just need to cycle to the Fireball. He's probably going to cycle to his graveyard, so I'm just trying to get to my Fireball, and wow, really close game there against the Bowler graveyard. But we're going to get the win. And so that's all for this video. It's almost 12 minutes, so I'm going to cut it here, and then you guys can see the next couple wins towards that 12th win. Till next time.